In over 20 years of working with couples, the most common thing I hear from women is not what most men expect. It is not about the big arguments. It is not about money or distance or the years that pass too quickly. The thing women say most often in the quietest voices is this: he stopped noticing me. Not stopped loving me, stopped noticing, stopped reaching, stopped touching me in the way that says I see you. Not as a task or a habit, but as a person I chose and would choose again. Today, I want to show you 7 specific places that most men in long-term relationships never touch. Not because they don't care, but because nobody ever told them. And I promise you, once you understand why these places matter, the way your partner responds to you will begin to change. The first is the scalp. Slow, gentle contact with the scalp triggers one of the most powerful relaxation responses in the human body. The scalp is connected to the vagal nerve system, the same system that regulates a woman's emotional safety and sense of being held. When you run your fingers slowly through her hair, not as a precursor to something else, just present, slow, with no destination, her nervous system interprets it as complete safety. Her cortisol drops. Her breathing slows. Something that was braced begins to soften. Most men never do this outside of a specific context. That is exactly the problem. When touch only appears in one context, it stops feeling like love and starts feeling like a transaction. The second is the upper arms. The upper arms are where women carry tension they never ask anyone to help them carry. The weight of managing everything, the household, the emotional labor, the invisible responsibilities that never show up on any list but never stop being present. When you hold her upper arms gently, both hands warm and still, you are communicating something that words rarely accomplish. I know you carry a lot. You don't have to carry it alone right now. I have seen this single gesture shift a conversation that was heading somewhere difficult, not because it solved anything, because it reminded her that she was not invisible. The third is the face. This is the most intimate non-sexual touch that exists between two people, and it is the one that disappears most completely in long relationships. Cupping her face in your hands, gently, slowly, with your full attention, does something to the nervous system that nothing else replicates. It says, I am here. I am looking at you, not past you. At you, I worked with a couple in their late 50s who had been sleeping in the same bed for 28 years and feeling like strangers. I asked the husband to try one thing, just once that week, hold her face in his hands and say nothing. He came back 2 weeks later and told me she had cried. Not from sadness, from being seen for the first time in years. The fourth is the feet. The feet are the most neglected part of a woman's body in relationships, and they hold more emotional weight than most people realize. There is something profoundly vulnerable about allowing someone to hold your feet. It requires complete trust. And when a man takes that trust seriously, when he holds her feet with warmth and no urgency, no agenda, it communicates a kind of care that reaches places words cannot. She will not always explain why it moved her, but it will. The fifth is the temples. The temples are where stress lives in the body, where the jaw tightens, where the headache begins, where the long day settles when it finally has nowhere else to go. 2 fingertips. Slow circles. No pressure. Just warmth. When you touch her temples this way, you are not fixing anything. You are simply saying, I notice where you are right now, and I am not going anywhere. That presence, that unhurried, undemanding presence, is one of the most powerful things a person can offer another. The 6th is the collarbone. The collarbone is delicate and often overlooked. A gentle fingertip tracing along it communicates tenderness without demand. It is touch that has no destination. Touch that exists only to say you are beautiful and I want to be near you. Women in long relationships describe this kind of touch as the one that makes them feel desired without feeling pressured. And that combination, desired but not pressured, is rarer than it should be. The 7th is the forehead. I have saved this one for last because it is the simplest, and in my experience, the most forgotten. When a woman is upset or exhausted or simply has had a day she cannot put into words, pressing your lips gently to her forehead says something no sentence can fully capture. I love you, without needing anything from you right now. That is the whole message, and it is the one most men forget to deliver. 7 places. None of them complicated. all of them carrying the same message if done with the same intention. I am here. I see you. You matter to me. The couples who thrive in their 50s, 60s, and beyond are not the ones who never struggled. They are the ones who never stopped reaching for each other, who kept finding the small ways to say what words cannot always carry. Start tonight. Pick one. Be slow. Have no agenda. Let your hands say what you sometimes forget to say out loud.